Gritty Urban Saga. So this episode is going to be about creating offense. Now each character's goal should be to reduce the other player's health bar to 0. And the way that you do that is by landing attacks or creating chip damage in certain situations. Chip damage is where someone blocks the attack, but it still does damage, and that happens from special moves like Hadokens or Shoryukens or Tatsumaki. So to create offense, you have to know the way your character is designed. You have to know what they're meant to do. Ryu, his offense is, like I said, it's a very balanced character, but he has a Hadoken, which gives him an attack that can hit from across the screen, and it also makes it so the opponent has to have some sort of reaction. The opponent either has to block, either has to jump, has to do a special move they might have that will get them through it or under it. So it's a good attack, and it's a good way to set up offense, because if I throw a Hadoken and Zangief over here jumps over it, I have a number of attacks that can hit him out of the air if I'm at the right distance. So it basically sets him up. He either has to block it, he has to jump, he has to do something to get out of it. So that's a good way to start Ryu's offense, is the Hadoken. Now also pay attention to the recovery, which is the period of time after he throws a Hadoken where you can't move. Like, see, I'm moving. See that? The quickest I could jump was that far after throwing a Hadoken. I'm going to hold up. See? I'm holding up right after I throw the Hadoken, but it takes him a while to actually recover from that animation. So there's a period of time where you're actually punishable after you throw a Hadoken. So you have to be careful on the distance that you're at and what your opponent is doing, because if he's jumping in the air when I throw a Hadoken, he can easily jump over it, and he can easily be over it and just punish me, or definitely hurt me a lot. So you want to be careful where you're using it. So that's a good way to start his offense. Now also, a lot of people are going to use things like jump-ins to start offense, which is just where you jump towards the character and have some sort of attack that you do. Now this is a risky way of starting offense, because I'd say a good 90% of the cast have a way to hurt you pretty badly for jumping in on them. If you jump in just unadulterated, like if you just do it without any sort of thought, or without mixing them up, like you throw a few Hadokens and then you jump in, then you have a better chance of throwing them off, because if the opponent can predict what you're going to do, they can destroy you. Like, let's just record a little bit here, and I'll show you. Training options. Let's record. Okay, so let's say, oh, I'm blocking. Lariat. Okay. Now let's do playback. Alright, so you see now. See, I'm getting some offense. See? Anti-aired. See? So that's what I'm talking about here. So basically, you want to be careful on how many times you use the same attack in a row. Also, Ryu has a really cool ability where he has an overhead, which is an attack that cannot be blocked while you're crouching. A lot of people are going to crouch block, and that's where you hold down back, so diagonal down back. If you look at my input, the last input up on the top below the R of Ryu is diagonal down, and that will block low attacks. So if somebody is trying to trip you, see, he blocked it low. His character had to duck, and he had to be holding down back. So now in that situation, if you catch an opponent blocking backwards and down, if they're ducking, see, if they're ducking like that, Ryu has a move which is forward and medium punch, where he goes like that. Now this is an overhead. It means that if someone is trying to block low, this will hit them, and no matter what, it'll hit them. So that's cool, because your opponent thinks they're safe, and then right after that you can throw a grab in, because they're going to try to panic after that, most likely. So a good way to create offense is to mix up your offensive tools. So, you throw a Hadoken, you go low, you throw a Hadoken, you jump in, and you grab. So keep your opponent guessing by not doing the same things over and over again. Also, knowing the properties of your special attacks can help you as well, because Ryu has this move, the Tatsumaki, and that can go over projectiles, certain projectiles in the game. It can go straight over them. So if you catch your opponent throwing Hadokens all day, you can just do this move and go straight over them and kick them in the face. So let me see here. That should be pretty much what I want to say about creating your own offense. Also, you want to know your combos. Yeah. Know which moves link together, because that's major damage right there. 200 damage just from 3 simple moves.